Love is beautiful and relationships are so powerful, but if you walk into them with fairy tales in your head, you're going to get hurt. Today I'm going to be giving you the hard truths, the stuff that most people will not tell you about love and relationships, because I don't want you to get hurt or waste years of your life chasing the wrong people and ending up years down the line thinking, where on earth did I go so wrong? This is not to make you bitter, and this is not to make you feel bad about yourself. This is to make you stronger and to be able to identify if you're living in a way that you shouldn't be. Truth number one is love alone is never enough. And I repeat, never, which is a very hard truth to accept because love by itself does not make a relationship work. You can love someone so deeply and still be wrong for them. And the same for them. They can love you so deeply and be wrong for you. You can love someone and still have toxic patterns and a toxic relationship. You can love someone and still have incompatible visions of life. You know why it's not enough? Because if you love them, but you can't actually give them what they need to feel secure, safe, and vulnerable with you, they will inwardly start resenting you. And it's the same for you, by the way. You need to focus on trusting, respecting, and sharing each other's values, having emotional maturity, and learning that that is what you need to build the house you're building with each other. Learn to understand their connection needs, learn to understand them, learn to give them space when they need it, learn to not assume that the love spark you have in the beginning will never ever change. Because I can guarantee you, relationships change, and if you don't have a solid foundation, your love will collapse under all of the pressure. So remember, you need to have values. Truth number two is not everyone you want is meant to stay. I know it's a very hard truth we don't want to hear, but not everyone you want will stay in your life, and that is totally okay. It can be really gut-wrenching and it can be really sad, but it's sometimes more than necessary to remove bad people out of your life. Some people are only meant to be there for a lesson, for a season, and not to be your lifetime partner. Some people come into your life to teach you something about yourself, and then they leave again. And the longer you chase the wrong people, the more you block the right ones from finding you. Let them go with love when you know that they're not meant for you. Let them go with gratitude for carrying you through a season of your life where you didn't want to be by yourself. And trust that what's meant for you will never require you to beg for it. And that is something that I will go into in the next truth. Relationships expose your wounds and they don't necessarily heal them, okay? I know it's a really hard truth, but relationships do not heal your insecurities. They only expose them. It is your job to work on healing them. If you don't believe that you're enough, no partner can fix that for you. You have to learn to love yourself, whether that means being disciplined so that you grow to trust yourself, whether that's identifying your core traumas and working on them, or anything else that you might struggle with. Work on yourself every single day, whether you're in a relationship or not, because you are all you've got in the end. And if you don't like who you are, I can guarantee no one else will or can even. If you don't trust yourself, you'll never fully trust someone else, and vice versa. Why? Because you'll project your incapabilities onto others. You'll think they can't love you because you can't love them, or you'll think they're gonna hurt you because you might have hurt them or you might have hurt someone else. It's a cycle that needs to be broken with you taking a good look at yourself and being honest with yourself. Look yourself in the mirror and be like, okay, I don't like this person. I don't like myself. Why? And think about it. Relationships are not a hospital for your wounds. They're a mirror showing you what is still broken inside of you, and it is your job to fix it. If you're smart, you're gonna use that mirror to not blame the person or yourself, but to use it as growth. The fourth hard truth is this: attraction doesn't always make sense, okay? Sometimes you're gonna meet someone who is perfect on paper, but your heart just isn't there. Sometimes you're gonna meet someone who you're drawn to, but they aren't good for you because they trigger old wounds that haven't healed yet, or because they remind you of someone who is not for good for you in some way. Don't beat yourself up for who you're not attracted to. Do take responsibility for who you choose to invest in, because your emotions can get you into some deep trouble. Your standards are what keep you safe. If you don't have standards for yourself and for your life, your boundaries will be crossed and you will end up disappointing yourself with who you let stay in your life. The last hard truth is this, and maybe it's the biggest. You have to love yourself first, but not by repeating cheesy affirmations. Real self-love isn't about thinking you're perfect. Real self-love is about respecting yourself enough to walk away from disrespect, to set boundaries even when they're uncomfortable and even when you really don't want to, and to heal the parts of you that keep choosing pain. And the fourth point is to stop settling for half love because you're scared to be alone. Loving yourself is acting. It's not just feeling. If you are not willing to love yourself and to take care of yourself, no one else will. Remember that love is a beautiful thing, and there needs to be love in a relationship. And relationships are life-changing. they're amazing. But if you walk into them with half closed eyes, they'll never work. Love alone is never enough. Not everyone you want in your life is meant to stay. Relationships expose your wounds, they don't necessarily heal them. Attraction isn't always logical, and self-love is a daily choice, not a slogan. Learning to understand these hard truths about your relationship will save not only your relationship, but will also save you from looking back years later and realizing, how on earth did I get this so wrong? Remember that you are not here to settle. You're here to build something real with someone who really wants to be with you. And if you understand that the person you're currently building with is not compatible with you in some way, you need to learn to love yourself enough to know when to let them go. You need to learn to understand both your partner and yourself enough to realize, okay, this is good for me or this is not good for me. If you're with someone who you know is not good for you and who's only going to make your life worse in the long run, you need to love yourself enough to be able to let them go. And if you don't love yourself, you'll never be able to do it. And you'll only end up regretting it years down the line. So work on healing yourself, work on loving yourself, and work on letting go of the people who are not right for you and focusing on building with the right people in the right ways who are good for you. Remember that today, and I'll see you soon for another video.